Chapter 7. Naomi. I expected them to barge into my room in the middle of the night, tear the covers right off of my naked body, and show me just how well they could perform. But they didn't. Instead, I stayed awake all night and stared at the ceiling, listening to the howls in the night. They got up in the middle of the night and came back an hour later, the stench of sweat seeping under my door. But they never came into my room, which left me disappointed and horny. When morning finally came, I tugged on a shirt and jogged through the pack house to the back door. A bunch of wolves were gathered around in the backyard, chatting with each other. Most were big and bulky, others were tall and lean. Some had scars, warriors. As soon as I walked through the door, Noah and Jax stared over at me. Jax smirked, while Noah's eyes glowed gold. Michaela was talking about something to them, but it didn't seem like they were paying attention. Poor girl. The twins walked through the crowd to me like they had last night. I cleared my throat, and everyone quieted down. Good morning. My gaze lingered on them. We're going to start with a light 5-mile run, human form only. Everyone nodded, nearly in unison, and started toward the woods. I smirked at the twins and walked right by them with my head held high. Before I could sneak into the woods and start the run, Noah grabbed my upper arm, holding me in place. Don't think you're off the hook from last night. What about last night? I took off in a light jog with them running behind me. The rest of the pack was already far enough ahead to not hear our conversation. Jax growled lowly. You know exactly what we're talking about. That you two need help the most? That you two are the weakest members of your pack? That you two are the ones holding your pack back? I called over my shoulder, picking up my speed, knowing they would be right behind me and breathing down my neck in a few moments. Of course, it was a lie. I was just trying to get under their skin. Noah's growl echoed through the forest. I closed my eyes briefly, taking in the chase. There was something so natural about it that made me feel so thrilled. Does me calling you out make you mad? I asked, not daring to turn around. Their footsteps pounded against the ground behind me, each step closer and closer than the last. My heart leaped in my chest. Running with the wolves had never felt so damn good. Does it get under your skin? Make you angry? Furious, even? This time, they both growled, and the forest became eerily quiet. I hopped over a few branches that had fallen in the pathway and ducked under others. How angry does it make you? Jax grabbed my waist and pushed me up against the nearest tree, shoving my face up against the bark and forcing me to look at him. His hand was wrapped in my hair, and his cock was pressed up against my backside. You are angry, I laughed softly. He growled in my ear, making me shiver. What are you going to do about it? I whispered. His canines brushed against my neck, and I pushed my knees together. After a moment of silence, he pulled away and breathed deeply against me, still pressing me into the tree. I turned around. Noah stood beside Jax, already gripping my chin in his hands. He stared at me, first my eyes and then my lips. He brushed his thumb roughly down my bottom lip. I smirked at the two men, eyes alight with excitement. Who knew that business could be so pleasing? I'd have to thank Adeline later. What are you going to do? I repeated. Noah's jaw twitched. These twins were stronger than I thought they would be, more resilient. Before either of them could speak, I shook my head at them. I'm disappointed. Neither of them said anything. I give you another shot to redeem yourselves, and you break rule number 2. I stepped away from both of the twins. Don't let the enemy get under your skin.
You've reached the end of this episode. Thanks for listening. To get up to 4 weeks additional uncensored content, subscribe to the podcast at reamstories.com/Amelia Rose Audio. Due to content restrictions, explicit sex scenes will only be available through Ream. But if you'd like to continue listening to my free episodes, make sure to hit the follow button to receive updates.